Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are doing a study vlog. A lot of you guys have been requesting this video and I only have one test this week. Last week I had like 4, so I really had to lock in, didn't have time to film. But this week I have one test that I really need to study for because I've missed that class a decent amount recently and I'm kind of lost still, and I have like 2.5 days until that test. So I decided to film a study vlog, not only to just do a nice little chill study vlog, but also kind of talk to you guys about some tips and tricks and show you guys how I study efficiently and productively. So yeah, that is today's video. Today is Tuesday, January 28th around 5 p.m. My test is this Friday morning and it's for AP Econ. That class is kind of hard on its own because it's not a class that you've really taken in the past. Like for American history or like math or some sciences, like you've taken a class that's kind of talked about that stuff before. Econ is like completely new and I'm taking the AP course, so you really gotta like pay attention and be there. Unfortunately, over the past few weeks or like month, I've been kind of sick and just busy, so I've had to miss that class a little bit, and this unit is a little confusing to me, so I'm gonna lock in today, tomorrow, and Thursday to try to really get a grip on what I'm learning. I do want to thank Paperlike for sponsoring today's video. You guys will hear a little bit more about them later, so let's get to the studying. Anytime I do my homework or I start like studying, I always write in my planner everything that I need to do, just so I can kind of set my priorities. Like if I have a test later in the week but I have homework due tonight, I'll obviously do the homework first. This was yesterday's stuff, quite the list, but as you can see, I got basically everything done. This is today's list. I only have 3 things and 2 of the things are for the future. Like if I have extra time, I could get them done, but no rush to do it. So we're gonna focus on studying today. I have a bunch of like handouts and notes from this class, and then we have a lot of resources online, one of which is AP Classroom and like the videos, like tutorials and stuff for this unit. So I think I'm gonna start by just watching some of these videos to kind of help me understand what's going on right now, or just some of like the basic concepts, and I'll just jot down some notes on my iPad as I'm watching. This will help me in the future when I go to reference the actual like study guide, and I'll be able to like define more of like the terms and all that type of stuff. Hi guys, so I wanted to take a minute and talk to you about today's video sponsor, which is Paperlike. Paperlike is a brand that sells screen protectors for your iPad, but what's special about them is they are the original paper feel screen protector. Basically, it's a screen protector for your iPad, but when you draw and write on it, it feels like you're writing on paper, which not only feels nice when you're like taking notes and drawing on here, but in my opinion, it also makes like my handwriting and just drawing in general look better because I have a little bit more traction on the iPad screen versus the regular like glass feeling. Paperlike uses micro bead technology called nano dots, which basically gives you the stroke resistance of like real paper, but it doesn't sacrifice the actual screen quality that you have on your iPad. Paperlike has retailers in over 50 countries worldwide, and they also have other iPad accessories that you can bundle their screen protector with, but specifically I wanted to take some time just to talk to you about their regular screen protector because I have it on my iPad and it has literally changed the game with just taking notes and doing all of my handwriting and drawing on my iPad. First off, the screen protector is really easy to apply. It's very smooth and it doesn't feel or look grainy. It definitely does give you that like paper feeling. I love using my Paperlike screen protector, and I would suggest it to literally every iPad user, whether you're in school, you're working, you're an artist. It's literally perfect for any type of use. If you guys are interested in checking out Paperlike, I will put their link in my description down below. Definitely make sure you guys go check them out, especially if you have an iPad. It literally changes the game. I love my Paperlike screen protector and I definitely think you guys would as well. So make sure to go check them out down below. Thank you to Paperlike for sponsoring today's video, and now let's get back to the vlog. Okay, hi guys. So I took a break to eat dinner and then go take a shower because I want to do overnight curls with the like rod. And to do that, it works better if your hair is dry. But my hair is pretty thin and it air dries pretty quickly. So I just wanted to shower a little earlier so it has the chance to air dry before I go to sleep. Funny thing, the notes that I took on my iPad when I was watching those videos, for some reason, just deleted. I honestly don't know why. I'm not sure what happened. It was just like they were there and then they weren't. So I no longer have those, but watching those videos did help overall. So my time wasn't completely wasted, but like still a little disappointing. It's currently 8:15 p.m. Since my test isn't for another few days, I'm not gonna like cram study tonight so that I can actually focus on getting some sleep. So I'm just gonna do a little bit right now. And my teacher gives us these little like kind of study guides or review key for each unit. They're called a problem set, which basically tells you like all like the vocab concepts you need to know, and then a bunch of like practice problems and like review of everything. I have it completed, and what I'm doing now is I'm turning all of this information into a Quizlet because I study best with Quizlet, and I'm gonna kind of sprinkle in some tips here and there in this video. But definitely one of my tips is for studying is to find a technique or like a way of studying that works best for you, because obviously everyone works different. Like what works for me may not work for you. For me personally, Quizlet has been the best option for like every year of high school. I have made Quizlets for almost every unit of every class that I've taken since freshman year. They're all in folders, nicely organized. A lot of my friends use them. My sister's now using them, people in her grade. Not to toot my own horn, but I have a top creator badge on Quizlet. I don't really know what that means. I've made so many Quizlet sets, and not only have they helped me, but they've helped a lot of other people. If you want to go to my Quizlet account, here's the username. All my sets are organized in folders, but that's besides the point. What I was getting to is finding the best way for you to study really helps, because for me, like rewriting notes or just like reading over notes or even watching videos isn't the best way for me to retain information and to like really understand it. And it helps a lot to actually take your notes or whatever you have and turn it into a Quizlet, because then I'm going through everything as I make the Quizlet, and then I also can study the Quizlet, if that makes sense. So like making it is already a form of studying on my own. So finding that best way for you to study is really beneficial. For me, it's Quizlet. For some people, it might be watching videos, making like actual flashcards, making like practice tests using like ChatGPT. Like there are so many things you can do, but this is what personally works best for me. For my Quizlets, I like to do a mixture of like words and definitions, concepts and like what they mean, and also like practice problems or like true or false questions or stuff like that. Like a variety of questions to really help me understand what I'm going to be tested on. So for this problem set, there's a bunch of vocab, formulas, and like types of graphs I need to know, and then there's a bunch of practice questions and like review, and then all my answers to the practice problems, which is like graphing. For tonight, I'm just focusing on like the vocab basically and like formulas that I need to know. I just typed all of them in and it's 21 terms, so that's all I'm going to focus on for now. These ones are pretty easy. Usually Quizlet gives you the answers to a lot of these also, but yeah, that's going to be my focus for tonight. Hi guys, so it is the day after my test. I'm sorry I didn't get as much actual footage of me studying. Something about having like a camera staring at me while I'm studying distracts me so much. So I did as much as I could, but also I needed to prioritize the actual studying. But I still wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about like studying methods, all that type of stuff. So just a recap of how I study productively. I try to space it out as much as I can. I don't like to study like a week before because for me that doesn't like work. Like I feel like I just forget stuff so easily. I like to start the process maybe 4 to 5 days before the test, depending on how hard it is. And by start, I mean kind of just go over the material and start like making a Quizlet or whatever you do to like help you memorize stuff. For me, it's Quizlet. But I start doing that and then slowly I will keep making that Quizlet, finish it, and studying it, and also just going over notes and any materials my teacher gave me. I don't know if you guys saw it on my last study clip, but the night before my test on Thursday, I went through the stuff that my teacher gave us, like a bunch of videos, and like for econ, it's a lot of graphs and stuff like that. So there's like these games that you can kind of play to help you know how to do it and like know what shifts what graph. So I played a bunch of those. I studied those. I did go to Panera and study with friends. I didn't film it that much because we gotta kind of lock in, but I was there. So one thing that I have noticed really helps is active recall, but not only active recall like by yourself, but with another person. So basically what that means is with my Quizlet, what we would do is we would both pull it up and pull up like the flashcards and randomize it, and we would just alternate like saying whatever flashcard pops up. Maybe it's a word or a concept, and then the other person has to actively say or like describe what that flashcard is asking of. By saying it out loud and describing it in your own words to that other person, it really helps you kind of learn the material. And if you don't know, then you just look at the flashcard and you kind of like figure out why it is that, if that makes sense, or just try to understand it. And not only am I going through the flashcards and I'm saying out loud and trying to explain in my own words these topics, but I'm also doing it with another person. So if I don't get it and they do, they can explain it to me in their point of view, which I think does help sometimes. That's something that really helps me and I would suggest it to you guys. But kind of to reflect, I feel like I did a good amount of studying for this test, and to reflect on the test that I took yesterday, the test was multiple choice and free response. So the multiple choice portion, for me, it can be like a toss up for any multiple choice. Like there's obviously those questions that I knew right away what the answer was. Some of them I got down to like 2 answers and then I was kind of like struggling on which one was right. And then there was a few on there that I genuinely was just like, I have no idea. Free response I actually thought was good because I studied practice ones that we did in class, and so I understood how to answer the questions, the type of questions. I felt good about the free response, so that's good. Overall, I feel pretty good about the test, and I will say if I hadn't studied the way I did and like prepped, that test would have been a lot harder. So yeah, that's kind of the recap of everything. I only had one test this week, so that's why I didn't get as much study footage, but if you guys want an actual study vlog where it's just studying montages with me, let me know and I'll try to plan that with a week where I have more things to study for so I can get more content. And if you guys have any other questions or tips or advice for studying, definitely put them in the comments down below because I know we can all benefit from it. Also, make sure you go check out Paperlike down below in the description. And I think this is where I'm going to end today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that bell down below to be notified whenever I post. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!